Hey guys, before this video starts, I want to say I apologize for the abruptness of the start of this video. I was in the middle of recording a reading vlog, and then I just kind of went left field and started talking about writing. So I'm making this video about writing. So this is a writing vlog. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will catch you at the end of that video. Peace. I cut off, my bad. Magic 8 Ball says so you know, that must mean it's gonna be good. So, these are July through August TBR. Well, mostly just July. So let's just say this is my July TBR. So, like, I have 3 books I'm reading now. Well, I have a few books I'm reading now. And then I have 2 books, like, in line to read. The Forgotten Island by David Sodergren and that book up there, which you can't see, but it's Island by Richard Lehman. And then I'm reading In the Scrape right now. Hopefully I finish it May 1st, or before May 1st, so I'm hoping to finish it in 2 days. We will see, but May 1st, I start my Islands of Horror readathon, and I made it, so I have to do it, right? No, I'm just kidding. But if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. But I'm going to do it because I'm really interested. I've been wanting to read Island of like Horror Island. How do I word this? I've been wanting to read island-themed horror books. Like the whole surviving on an island thing just seems. I'm like really into that right now. Oh, I just spit everywhere. I am so sorry. I'm just really into this island thing. I recently watched a show, I forget what it's called. It was like Behind the Loop or something like that. I forget what the show's called. Into the Loop? I think it's Into the Loop. And it's basically like a sci-fi drama, and it all has to do with this building that like creates something. I don't remember what it created, but weird things happen in the show. And one episode, it was like a coming of age story where this guy or this boy gets trapped on an island with this robot that's trying to kill him. And ever since I watched that episode, I've been really craving Island of Horror, islands or horror books set on islands. So I'm looking forward to reading any book that has to do with being on an island. I also have Straker's Island, I think that's what it's called, Straker's Island by Steve Harris, and T.M. Wright's Island, which has to do with the winter, so that's weird. I was hoping to read a summer-themed island horror, but a winter one seems cool. I mean, you never know when it's gonna snow in Michigan. Like a few days ago it snowed, and now it's 70 degrees outside, so Michigan's weather is like the most unpredictable weather in the States. Like, sure, you have like Texas, which is hot all year, like almost all year round. And then you have places like Wisconsin that is just frigid. And it stays pretty cool, like Canada. But Michigan, because of these lakes that we have, it's just like crazy weather we get. I don't understand why I don't quite understand. I understand a little bit. But like you get like this wave of cold from Canada, and it all is increased by the lakes for some reason. And then you get these heat waves in the summer, and the weather just right now is just so confusing. Like you have birds and snow, and the birds are like, why did we fly up north already? It's snowing, you know? Birds are confused, and it's crazy, you know? The weather's just crazy here in Michigan. But I forget where I was going with this. I was talking about T.M. Wright's book, which is based on an island in the winter, I think. I can't remember, but I remember it was like snowing in the book, so I can't remember at the moment. I have it over there, so. But I do have a few more island-themed horror books that I have in line to read. But if I'm being honest, I'm hoping to read 2 at least. I have 2 months to read 2 books, so that's 1 book a month. I think I can do that, but I have to be on my game because Island by Richard Lehman is a long book. It's 504 pages, I believe. I think that's what I said earlier. So That's a big chunker that I need to read in 1 month. So I think I can do it. But like I said, I got to be on my A game. I'm in a reading rut right now, and I'm hoping that an island-themed horror book is going to get me out of that funk. And if it doesn't, then I'll move on to the next island-themed horror book. And if that one doesn't do it, then I'm just not in a reading mood right now, and I'm going to try something else. And I may try these books that I have set in for July. If you don't know, my birthday is on July 3rd. Right now, I'm trying to get 2 things released on my birthday. As like a present to me, you guys can buy my second book, or buy my audiobook that is set to release either in the next few months or on my birthday. What month is it right now? It's May, right? January, February, March, April. Oh, it's April right now. We're coming at the end of April, and you got May, June, July. So we're 3 months away from my birthday. I believe the audiobook will probably be ready before my birthday, but I'm definitely releasing a second book on my birthday. It's called The Novellas, and it has 2 novellas, really short novellas by yours truly. Like, I know you guys are saying, well, isn't a short novella a novelette? These, from what my research tells me, that over 10,000 words is a novella. So I'm just judging it based on this the stat that I saw online. So I'm saying that my book is a novella, or these stories are novellas. So they're very short novellas, but they're still novellas. So you got the Chueya Centipede and the Burden of Knowledge. Now they kind of have a theme, being both sci-fi related, kind of. One is a subterranean horror about a metallic centipede, or this giant robot centipede that is ravaging through the ground. Then you have The Burden of Knowledge, which is the cosmic horror about a guy who goes on a missionary trip to Africa. I'm not saying both are like genius. Like, I'm not saying they're great books or anything. Like, I'm not saying the novellas is going to be better than Gray Matter. I think Gray Matter is one of the best I had to release, you know, like okay, let me reword that. Gray Matter is a really good short story collection. I think I did a really good job with it. I don't mean to be cocky or blow my horn or anything like that. Use the saying you want to use. But I feel like I did a pretty good job with my short story collection. I mean, I had one podcast telling me that I should enter it into the Bram Stoker Awards. I'm not saying that it's Bram Stoker Award worthy, but I'm just saying that someone thought it was good enough to put in the ballot. Which, it makes me feel good that that's a possibility. It's not gonna happen. Not in my wildest dreams, but you never know. Weirder things have happened this weird, like the pandemic, for instance, you know? Like, who saw this coming, right? I mean, I'm sure scientists saw it coming and were probably warning everybody about it, but no one was listening. Cough, cough, you know who. I'm sorry, I couldn't, I had to take a stab, but, I do not share my stance on politics at all. I just want to say that, throw that out there, that this channel we don't talk about politics at all. And I don't like sharing my political views, so you'll never hear me talk about politics on this channel. That is a promise. So I apologize for even mentioning politics, but I thought it would be funny if I did, so it obviously probably did not land, so I apologize. But anyways, where was I going with this? See, I'm like so ADD at the moment that I can't remember what I was doing. What was I talking about? Dang it. My books. Gray Matter's great. It's a great short story collection. I think it's a great short story collection. But the novellas are just a taste of what I got, you know? Like, I'm not saying the novellas is going to be better than Gray Matter. They're just different. And if I have to be honest with you, I think the novellas is like a what's the word I want to use? It's, well, I'm just gonna say this. It shows you the best of me and the worst of me. So like the Chueya Centipede, it was my first story I ever wrote, and I recently went back and edited the crap out of it. You know, like if I can edit myself and find all the errors in it, then it wasn't good enough for you guys. So I went back, I almost rewrote it. Like I kept all the scenes I liked in it. I feel like I was really good at the time at creating characters and dialogue, but oh man, I was not good at anything else. I've gotten better. I'm not saying I'm great now. I'm not some writing god, that's for sure. But I have gotten better. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I feel like I've just improved a lot since the beginning, and I want to show that off. I want to showcase how much better I have grown as how much I have grown as an author or a writer. And that's kind of what the novellas is. It's just to show off or showcase my writing. Like I feel like I should make a foreword saying how this is a duo of novellas. One I wrote in the very beginning of my career. It was the first story, and The Burden of Knowledge is one of the most recent stories I have written. And this is just to give you guys a glance of how much I have improved as an author or a writer, because that's what I should write. This is what I should write in the foreword. So I'm definitely gonna write a foreword, because I want to talk about these stories before anyone starts to read them, because they might be like, this story's trash, and not read the rest. But if they give the rest a chance, like if they give Burden of Knowledge a chance, well, I'm not saying they'll be blown out of the water or anything like that, but they'll see that I have improved a lot. Even though I went back and edited Chueya Centipede, it's still the same story as it was before. It's just I rewrote the ending. I could not come up with an ending for this story, so I ended it so abruptly. And when I had my friend narrate the story on YouTube, peace up to Darkness Prevails. Is it Darkness Prevails? I can't remember his channel name. Oh no. Hold on one second. I don't know if it's Darkness Prevails. No, it's not Darkness Prevails. He is a good guy though. He helped me write the beginning of Space Waste. What was the guy? Oh, Darkness Tales, I think it was. Yes, Darkness Tales. When was his last video? Wow, 7 months ago. That is sad. He was one of my favorite narrators. Anyways, back to the video. Darkness Tales, my friend, narrated a bunch of stories for me. He read the good ones, he read the bad ones, he read the mediocre ones. Every time I sent him a story to narrate, he'd narrate it. And I took advantage of that because I really wanted people's honest opinions, and I was not getting them from my family. So even if I thought the story sucked, I gave it to my friend, he'd narrate it, and then I'd read the comments, which are brutal, by the way. I felt like quitting after the first few videos. Like, even my best video, Portals, my best story, one of my best stories, Portal in the Woods, that was eaten and chewed up, and I had to make edits to it, you know? So what you see is the finished product of Portal in the Woods. If it has a mistake in it, I apologize. I'm trying to fix everything on the way, so we'll see where it's at. But like, they ate alive all my stories, and the Chueya Centipede was one of the worst when it came to people leaving comments. Some people were like, "Ooh, I can't wait for more," and it's like, that was it. That's the end. And it's like, oh, well, that sucked. My keyboard's all dusty right now. This sucks. you could see the dust flying around in the air. It's crazy. But yeah, it's what do I want to say? I'm getting way off track, guys. I apologize. I'm supposed to tell you what I'm gonna read for July, but I just want to finish this up real quick. Darkness Tales narrated Chue Centipede, and I got a lot of feedback, and it was all negative. Like, there was not like one person who really liked that story. There were some people who just liked the story just because Darkness Tales narrated it. They were big supporters of Darkness Tales, but I don't think they liked the story. And then the people who were honest are the critics that I really listened to. Like, they said, it went nowhere. It was the twist was just out of nowhere. It was so what's the word they used? I can't think of the word they used. If you look up Chue, it was called Chuean Centipede at the time, which is wrong. It's actually Chuea Centipede because it's the Chuea Desert, not the Chuean Desert. So I corrected that. And anyways, if you go look up Chuean Centipede on Darkness Tales channel, you will find that story narrated. And let me tell you now, you can see how much I've improved since then. So it's kind of like this is the word I was thinking of earlier. It's this whole novellas thing is like an homage to myself of how far I have come as a writer. I'm really kind of being gutsy by releasing a story that I wrote, like my first story I've ever written, like releasing it with a really good novella. I feel like I'm gonna get 3-star ratings, and it's gonna be because they liked Burden of Knowledge, but they didn't like Chuea Centipede. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of that in my reviews, and I don't mind that because that's kind of the point of this book that I'm releasing. It's an homage to myself and how much I've improved as an author. So I'm releasing my first story ever, which I took all the feedback from all those negative comments about how it just abruptly ended, the twist was out of nowhere, and it was just lame all around. Like, they said it started off good. They all, like, almost everyone says it starts off good. They like the characters, they like the scene, they even like the monster, but it just kind of goes in a direction that it shouldn't have gone. And it was just because I got tired. It was the longest story I've ever written at the time, and it was my first story. Like while I was writing Chuea Centipede, I finished other stories, but it was the first story I started, and so I consider it my first story. Like, I finished a few stories before then. Like, there was one called, let me think, The Dog Napper. Now that story actually is actually pretty good, but I didn't have that many great ideas at the time, and I just thought about my dogs and thought about what they would be like as badasses. So yeah, I just kind of made them into monsters and had them eat Ken, or whatever his name was. That's besides the point, though. The Chuea Centipede was my first story, and I edited the crap out of it, so I'm releasing it with, I'm pairing it with Burden of Knowledge, which is something I recently wrote. I wrote it for an anthology, but it got too long, and I decided just to make it a novella. I was gonna release it on its own, but it's like 41 pages long, so I don't think many people will want to buy a 40-page book. So I paired both 40-page stories. Like, Chuea Centipede's 44 pages, Burden of Knowledge is 41 pages. Together they make 85 pages or something like that. And then when it goes into book format, it's gonna have like the author page and the dedication and all the other stuff. So it's probably gonna be around a 90-page book, just like Gray Matter. So I feel like it's more not valuable, because it's not valuable. More worth people's money when they have two stories, and it's like, I keep saying this, it's an homage to myself, so it shows you what my ideas and my thoughts and how I wrote was back then, and then you can compare it to how I write now. And I think it's gonna be fun. I'm going to get mixed reviews. I know this already. Like, I'm gonna get those people who just give me 5 stars because they like me, and then I'm gonna have those people who are on the opposite spectrum who gave me a chance and are like, this is dog doo-doo. You know, that's probably what's gonna happen with this book. Like, Gray Matter got a lot of nice reviews, and a lot of people dug it, and a lot of people are like, I can't wait for your longer work, you know? Like, they're waiting for me to write something longer, and I do have a novel in the works. I might actually take this video and make it a writing vlog, and then re-record, so you can just get a reading vlog and then a writing vlog, because this is gonna be too long and I don't want to put it in one video. So I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna clip this and make it into one video, or 2 videos I should say, and then I'm going to, so I don't know why I'm telling you guys that, but anyways, where am I at here? Where am I at? I was gonna wrap this up like 10 minutes ago. Oh boy, I just have a lot to say. When you don't got anyone to, when you have no one to talk to, it really gets, your mind starts eating away at these thoughts, and just spitting them out to people, it feels good. I guess I'm trying to make excuses, and I shouldn't be making excuses, because it hasn't even come out yet, so I don't know how people are going to react to it, but I just have a feeling it's going to be a 3-star book. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. In fact, I'm a little embarrassed by it, if I'm going to be honest, because I'm really taking a shot and showing people my early work and then showing them my now work. I just want people to see how much I've improved, and even though I edited Chueya Centipede to make sure it makes sense, because that's the only reason why I edited it, I was just going to leave it as is and then put it in the collection, or whatever you want to call this duo of novellas. But where am I going with this? Chueya Centipede was a baby of mine, and I did not raise it right, metaphorically. I had this idea at the shop one day. There's this mechanism that looks like a big bike chain. It's like this big, and to me it looked like a metallic or a metal or a robotic centipede. And it got me thinking, what if these guys, for some reason, dug into the ground and found this this centipede? Then I did research on deserts, and then I did I did a lot of research on this book. It's my first story. I did a lot of research on this story, and I feel like I put a lot of work into it, and even in my edit I put some work into it, because I had to rewrite the whole ending, and that was rough. But yeah, it's finished. It's finished, and both The Burden of Knowledge and the Chueya Centipede are being edited right now. As soon as they're finished, I already paid my cover artist for the wraparound, so as soon as my editor is finished with the edits, I'm going to format it, then I'm sending it to my cover artist, and then the release is coming out July 3rd. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess, if you want to look forward to it. Pre-orders go on sale soon. I'm thinking as soon as the cover artist is done with the wraparound, I will start selling them. I don't know. I'll start selling them. I want to say it's going to take about a week for my editor to edit, and then it's going to probably take 5 days for my artist to do the art. So let's just round that up to another week. So 2 weeks, Then let's give a little breathing room. So let's add another week on. And let's just say we're starting it on May 1st. So 3 weeks into May. Let's say that's... I don't know. It's going to probably take maybe on May 22nd. Let's just say a month from now it's coming out, alright? Or not coming out, but the pre-order. So a month from now, pre-orders are going to happen. And you can pre-order the novellas by me, Nicholas Gray. But I just want to warn anyone who's really excited about it to just not lower your standards or anything like that. If you want to be critical, please. I want your honest opinions, obviously. I know Chewea Centipede is not my best work. It's one of my babies, my early babies. My first baby, if you will. I've had a few babies, that basically a baby to me is a project that I had so much put into it. And it was a big chunk of the story, and it just kind of fell flat. And I've had a few of those babies. I've had Chewea Centipede, I had The Thing in the Ward, and my current baby, I have a few current babies at the moment. I have Take Me From Here, Triad, and the Magic 8 Ball. I said magic. Magic 8 Ball. And these are babies that I don't expect to complete, but I'm trying my hardest to complete. Like Triad was a story I basically threw away, and I just recently opened the document back up, and I've written 3,500 words in it, and it feels a lot better. I'm like, this was a great idea. I don't know why I stopped writing it, but then I remember why, and then yeah. So anyways, today I wrote 1,300 words so far. I wrote in Triad. So Triad is up to... where is Triad? 7,324 words. We're sitting at 24 pages, and we're still on chapter 2. And chapter 2 I should probably wrap up soon, because it's actually becoming a pretty long chapter. I mean, the first chapter was pretty long. I want to say the first chapter was 9 pages. Second chapter is, 9 minus 24, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like 15 pages right now. So that's not too bad. But I do want to end it soon because people don't like long chapters. That's just proven. People just don't like long chapters. And I totally get that, because I'm not a big fan of long chapters. If I had the option of long chapters or short chapters, I'd pick short chapters. But if the book is entertaining, it does not matter. So, but I'm not saying my book is going to be entertaining. So, shorter chapter is the better usually. So I'm trying to make it like doable with these chapters. I'm trying to make it sure that they're not too long. Take Me From Here has some long ass chapters. Like I think one is like sitting at 25 pages. So, yeah, but I'm trying to make sure my chapters don't get too crazy long. So I should probably wrap up this chapter soon, but that's besides the point. I also wrote 2 days ago, I wrote for 3 days. I wrote Symbiotic, and Symbiotic is up to 52,909 words. It's at 176 pages. And to be honest, we're in the rising action right now. We are at the scene before the conclusion. And it feels like it's a little rushed at the moment, but I just need to write it and get to the edit. Because the editing is my fun. It's where I shine. I love the edit, the rewrite. I'm not I'm not a grammar editor. I get my stuff done by Sarah Scott. She charges $1 per page, which is amazing, and she does amazing work. I mean, people have been finding mistakes in my book, but they've been very minimal. Like, they haven't been too blemishy, but then again, I have had each story edited 3 times, or at least 2 times, and I just went out of focus right there. Sorry about that. You can't see how greasy my face is. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I have a good editor. I'm trying to work on a proofreader at the moment. Proofreading is expensive, and I was lucky to find an editor that charges $1 per page, but I'm not having the same luck. The best I found for proofreading right now is $4 per page, and I still don't have enough for that. So I don't think my novellas are gonna get proofread, but I'm definitely going to proofread every book from there on out. Because I want to make sure I'm giving y'all the best product possible. I don't want to be feeding y'all garbage. This pen name, I want only my best. Except for maybe the novellas, because the novellas is an homage to my writing. So, I guess, yeah. But other than that, I don't want to be feeding you guys trash stories. Gray Matter 2 is in the works at the moment. I've written 3 stories for it. And they're all really pretty good. They Emerge from the Woods, which is about this kid who lives by a lake, and something comes out of the lake. And yeah, and stuff happens in his neighborhood. I'm not gonna really tell you more than that. Then we got Roadkill, which is about this dude named the Road Rage Rapist. The 3 R's, triple R. And he's kind of a mean dude. And one day he purposely runs over a possum. So that's all I'm going to say about Roadkill. I think it was a pretty fun story to write. I still need to edit it, but yeah. And then we have The Lancer Witch, which is actually a really new story that I just kind of went through and edited myself. Everything in this collection needs to be edited for sure, but yeah. Lancer Witch is only like a few pages long. Like I forgot to when I did the layout, or not the layout, the insert. Oh my god, I can't talk today. When I forgot to insert the page count. Where do I do that? There we go. So yeah. Let's see here. It ends at page 27, and it starts on 17. So it's 10 pages long. It's not bad. I'm trying to make it 8 stories again, just like the first collection. So I'm trying to make sure that all the stories I write for this collection are close or just as good as the first one, because I want to make sure I don't release trash. So I'm trying to release the best I have and the best ideas that I have. So I'm starting off with a first-person story, just like I did with the last one. Last one, I think I had 5 first persons and 3 third persons. So I'm going to try to do a similar thing. I mean, the purpose is at least 8 stories, you know. 8 stories is the minimum and the maximum. That's just my idea story right now for the collection. So 8 stories is the idea for the collection. And then if I ever write a third Gray Matter, I'll write it as, I'll release it, and then one day maybe I'll make an omnibus of Gray Matter, like the Gray Matter omnibus, and just have my collections from the first book to the third book. And I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that, but that's like far future, like maybe 35-year-old Nick, you know, or 36-year-old Nick. That's 10 years from now. That would be definitely an homage to myself, because that would show my first book and then my latest book. Well, at least at the time it will be my latest book. But I'm thinking too far into the future. Gray Matter 2 is in the works. I have They Emerge from the Woods, Roadkill, and The Lancer Witch. So I need to start working on another third-person story. And I have the perfect idea for a third-person story that I just came up with, I don't know, like 2 years ago. But I saved it onto my computer, and then I read the story. I said, this is trash, but it was a good idea, but it was trash. So I deleted everything, and I've taken the idea and remodeling it. So instead of it being in first person, I'm making it in third person, and it's all going to be about a guy named Henry. And Henry is a douchebag. Henry degrades women. Henry's going to get his comeuppance. Not talk today. That's kind of my theme of some of my stories is revenge, karma. And I'm looking very forward to writing these stories. I guess the only story that has nothing to do with karma is They Emerged from the Woods. Well, maybe Lancer Witch. No, Lancer Witch has karma. They Emerged from the Woods is definitely non-karma. Like, there's no karma in that story. Like what happens in that story should not happen, but it does, so. Look at me trying to be clever. I can't be clever right now. I'm trying to be ominous with these, with what I'm telling you. I'm getting tired, so that's why I am, like, totally babbling. I'm just babbling at this point, so I'm sorry. But, I just wanted to tell you, Gray Matter 2 is in the works. The next story I'm thinking about writing, don't tell anybody, because I'm not saying my ideas are original, but at the same time, I don't want someone to see my idea and make a new version of it and to get popular and stuff, and then for me to come out with my version and everyone be like, you just copycatted this guy. And it's like, no, I came up with the idea first. And that's what happened to Portal in the Woods. I'm sure there's other stories with portals in them before mine, but as soon as I wrote Portal in the Woods, everyone started making Portal in the forest, Portal in my neighborhood, Portal in my room, Portal in my closet, Portal in this, Portal in that, Portal in my asshole. It's just like every single thing was Portal at that moment, and I felt horrible, and I felt like trash, and my favorite narrator narrated Portal in the forest and wouldn't narrate mine because it wasn't original. It's like, I am the original, bitch. But I'm not saying my story was original. I'm sure there have been stories about portals before. I just don't know if there's been a coming of age story about a portal in the woods. I don't know. But I made one, and it was really good. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think earlier I said honk my own horn. I meant to say toot my own horn, so I apologize for screwing that up. I've been screwing a lot of things up in this little thing. But this has been the writing vlog portion of the video. I think I'm going to end the video here and upload this as a writing vlog. So if it starts off a little weird, just know that this is a writing vlog. And I hope you guys had a good day. Hope you have a spooky night. I'll catch you in the next video. Yo, peace out.
Now I am become death, the destroyer